you listening? Welcome to the Craic'n Coachin podcast. This is our first ever bodybuilding review, so it is, and we've got on to absolute legends in the game. We've got young Shea and young Finn on here today, alongside the Unks. We're going to jump straight into this because we're actually on a bit of a time crunch today, so we're going to do a Falkland lay, but Shea's actually going to do the Falkland lay today instead of Emmett, because Emmett's busy chowing down on his cream of rice before he hits the gym.
Yes, lad.
Shea.
So, Falkland Lane today is Sul Shear, and it means looking back, because we found the word for review and it was way too hard to pronounce, so you're getting Sul Shear, which means looking back, because we're doing a wee show review today, lads.
Finn, do you want to try and pronounce that?
Go again. Go ahead.
Sul
Sul
Shear.
Sell share.
Not bad. Not bad for a
There we
first
go.
go.
Ain't like my.
Why he?
What do you call me, a dickhead?
Okay. Oh, good to see us starting well. Anyway,
Go
so
for it.
so me, Finn, and Shea were all at the show yesterday. Emmett's probably seen a couple of posts and stuff about it. Have you? No.
Who was fighting at the PCA yesterday?
Did I say fighting?
No, I did. I'm just is it a boxing show or something?
Ah, right. Proper unk.
Did I miss that?
He's
Oh,
gonna have to
did
let
you
me
hear
know
it?
what happened.
No.
What's
Anyone
the
hear
story here?
that? It's my back.
Oh, lad. Get a bit of thoracic rotation on there. You might
Let's
be a
hear
minute
it.
to
That's-
athlete after all that.
I was after a deadlift there, one that apparently Finn didn't really like too much, but we'll see off him. Shea, what did you think of the show yesterday, quality wise?
Quality wise, lad.
Don't...
Obviously, there's a wild stigma about Ireland being like not the best quality. Do you know what I mean? Like everybody, there'll be people come over from England and stuff and say Irish shows are like worse quality than England. But in my opinion, the overall winners in the first timers and the natural show were fucking nails. Um, like I thought the overall standard was actually quite good. Um, there was a few standouts to be honest. We can go on to later, but in the classes, obviously not everybody's going to be a phenom, like, do you know what I mean? But there was a few people, like, as there always as at Irish shows, that were all really good standard, and I think they brought the class standards up. Um, Obviously, in the natural show, I think there was only 40 people, but I think the people that did the natural show, like the class winners, first and second and stuff like that, were actually really good. Um, and like just thinking off the top of my head, like Leo who won men's physique, Morgan obviously who won bodybuilding, and then I can't remember the girl's name who won bikini, but she was a natural junior and she won the sword at the first timer show, and then won the sword at the natural show. So I think that speaks volumes to the level of like the standard of that the natural show. Do you know what I mean? Like if a natural's won in the overall in the first timer show, it's fucking it's cool. Like, do you know what I mean?
Oh, big time. I know one of the girls is called Healy. Just remember that name, but I don't know what the other girl's name is. Finn, you might actually know it. We were talking about it.
Yeah, the other girl's called Megan.
Megan.
So she's Megan.
What?
Yeah.
What did you think, Finn?
I thought like the people that won were good standards. Obviously, I only watched the enhanced bit. I didn't watch the naturals, but I did see Morgan won the overall for men's bodybuilding, and he was kind of just he was just a he was phenomenal. Like um, and then they add on to the fact that he's natural as well. It's just that's the final nail in the coffin, really. But in terms of the naturals, everyone that won their class was good. Yeah, like obviously the two standouts for me in terms of quality was the junior and Dylan Lord. They were both from the men's bodybuilding perspective the two standouts. I actually would have said the junior, Sean. I don't know, he's Dorian Yates. He doesn't
Yeah,
have Instagram or anything. He's just full on ghost mode. But if he was a bit leaner through the bottom half, I would say he would have won the overall. He was absolutely huge. So he was.
Yes, that's Need Rennie's client, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Neil Rennie actually
And I,
had a few clients in that their junior category.
he did I.
So
And I think Neil was saying too, like, I was chatting to him. He was training an extreme the day before on the Saturday, and he was saying that your man who won the junior class, that's like his first show of the season, and they're planning obviously to get a bit leaner for the rest of the shows. So he'll be good throughout the year. He was a big fucker. Like he was. He was down the back of the gym posing, and like his head was nearly touching the fucking ceiling. I was like, lad, he's a big boy. Like, do you know what I mean? Especially for a junior. You know what I mean?
yeah, he's doing the
Yeah, especially if. Go ahead, sorry, fan.
he's doing the show and he's doing the same show as Ben, the Irish Classic or Open, sorry.
Aye, 3 weeks from now.
Yeah,
If he comes in with like glute shredded, like he will be a very very good look on stage. Maybe we know a couple of people competing, and that overall in 3 weeks is going to be very 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 competitive. It'll be very hard for anybody to beat some of the people that are going on, but I think he'd be very competitive.
yeah. No, he's. I
This,
mean, go ahead.
I was going to say at this point I should probably start pulling things up on Instagram, shouldn't I? For you to
Yeah, it would probably be it.
see.
Aye. PCA Ireland and obviously like the rest of the PCA shows have made it like really good this year. They put like review shows nearly because even the PCA shows over like in England, Scotland and all, they're doing like the actual page with like the multiple class winners and stuff. It's all in one post. So it's decent. But
Yes.
the overall photo for
So
the two groups was class.
I wonder there isn't any posts of that junior. But he is fucking brilliant. Is there anything for?
No, there will be.
Does anyone have anything posted of that junior? Neil?
Neil has a photo posted
Neil.
on his Instagram. But he was very good. And even like Dylan's like obviously whenever that overall photo has front lat and the overall photo was really nice, I think.
Yeah, that's a
I
that's
don't,
a junior there. Oh my fucking days! Like
he's a big boy, isn't
Yeah, he's humongous, like, and he's really tall. Not even like he doesn't have uh, a good lower half either. Just a wee bit soft, but like he will be leaner for the show in 3 weeks. And to be
he?
fair,
Yeah.
like as a junior, he's fucking huge.
He's imposing lad, isn't he?
Yeah, like whenever he walked out on stage, I was like, solid.
god damn. Any other standouts from the day that weren't the winners? Anyone you seen, you just went fucking hell, they done very well. I thought Dylan Nord and the guy he was competing against were very very similar. They were all almost toe and toe, but Dylan of course just had that bit more of a classic look.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jordan, I
I
think
wanna-
his name was
Yeah.
the other guy.
It's a nice shot, like.
It is. It's very, very, very pleasant to look at, isn't it?
Yeah. See when you can bend the quad of it and it's still straight like that, it's cool to see. Like he's got a good set of wheels like doesn't
Yeah, that's what I was saying to Donald whenever I was watching him on stage. Like his quads are super bubbly. Like he has a
Yeah.
really good outer sweep, and his insertions, or sorry, not his insertions, his striations are so deep. Like you'll see people on stage and maybe there's a line, but they're not that deep. His are just so pronounced, it's insane.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's very, very nice look. But have you seen any of this?
I've seen Dylan. I haven't seen too much to be honest, so he'll be showing me, and I'll be getting the insight now. But Dylan, coached by B. Wardy, isn't he?
he? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Big Brown.
Let's get it.
Brian have many people competing that day, did he? I know he usually does have a fucking clan of people.
He always has a squad, doesn't he? He has like
Oh
Mr.
wow,
PCA Ireland, like.
yeah,
Um,
it's
Yeah,
gonna take over Derry
front
here.
row seat.
he's floating about backstage.
Do you make him pay for his coach's badge?
Hey,
Do you make him pay for his coach's pass, or is he just a VIP now?
I think he's just a VIP now, lad. I think he could stand on the stage and do a lad spread, and they'd be like, "All right, fair enough. I will judge you here."
Give him the overall.
Yeah,
He competed recently enough, didn't he?
He competed last year. So he did.
See, to be fair, all respect you, like coming back from that double quad tear.
Yeah.
I know. And then I think he's had an injury on the Sunday, double quad there. I think he's had 2 hernias, and then he tore his bicep last year as well. I think.
Jesus Christ! Like fair play coming back from it. Probably questionable that all these things keep happening, but
I was going to say, but love of the game, just lad.
But
That's it.
I mean, back to
So-
the show here.
yeah, this girl Hessie's very, very good. I think she is James Melville's client. He always puts up a very good standard of
Yeah.
of competitor. Like I don't think many of them step on stage and you don't think, holy fuck, they've done very well. Or even if they weren't maybe up to the highest of standard, they always have a mad transformation.
Aye, they always come in condition too, lad. Do you know what I mean? I think it's him and Adele do the they do the coaching on the compound room, the prep coaching. And even like Kieran Molson last year and stuff, he came on scammed, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was fantastic.
And like they just know, like, they're very knowledgeable, know their way about like the show day and stuff as well, which is good to have in your corner. But yeah, she was really good. The fact she was, aye, no, she was good to be fair.
Yeah, she was double. I believe both females were double champs. They won both the
Yeah, they were.
enhanced and the natty as well.
Oh, so they were both in the, aye, they were both naturals.
Yeah, both of them are natural.
Yeah.
And the girl on the left, Megan, she's a
He's
junior.
junior.
She's junior, aye. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
That's one of the maddest achievements I've heard, to be honest.
Who?
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Class profile picture.
Alex, physique coach or something, is her coach. Guy from down south.
That's right, aye.
Yes, Adam.
Adam
Ultimate Fatigue.
Physiques, yeah.
That's a cool photo.
Almost had
of
it there. Yeah, that's a good photo, isn't it?
Ultimate Fatigue.
that.
I want two swords.
Like,
Fucking hell. That's a
That's
a
probably
class
the
achievement.
only time that's ever happened.
I was going to
Two
say, aye,
overalls on
for
the
like
same day.
I know, and then to be a junior natural stepping on
Yeah.
the untested show, one on the overall is like, that's what, like.
Yeah, like it's
It's
super
actually
impressive. Like,
lethal.
but like,
But yes, that overall, and then jumping into the natties, and in my opinion, Dylan Lard looked phenomenal, but I don't think I'd be off in saying that Morgan Kilo could have took it all.
Yeah, he could have, lad. Obviously, if he was a first timer,
100%.
but lad, see, backstage, obviously, I was helping. I was glazing him. Do you know what I mean? Because he had nobody there, bar, like, I think it was his partner, like all his
How
family.
much
were on the
did you
stage, but
pay him to do that, Shea?
How much did? Oh, you saying I? So it was me paid him because I
Yeah,
want,
yeah.
it was I wanted to do it. So to be honest, lad, undisclosed amount, like, but he was lad, he was planning on using hot stuff, and I was like me and Cameron Bammer were backstage, and I think we were both like, lad, I think you have 50 veins in your chest. I think you're okay for the hot stuff.
he's so well
So
muscled. Like,
ridiculous, lad, and like I know, like, Adam was posting transformations of him like from last year and to now, and you're like I love to see his in person, but like it does live up to the hype. He's absolutely ridiculous.
To be fair, me and Finn left a wee bit earlier, just because we wanted to get down the road. But whenever we were standing to talk news, and Cameron said about Morgan Kilo, we were like, "Fuck me, what's he doing over here?" And I didn't really think much of it until I seen the shots on stage. Emmett,
Aye.
what's your opinion on this?
my opinion.
Emmett, can Emmett hear me?
Oh,
He looks good. He looks very good. I also believe that Finn, did you have many posing clients on stage as well?
Me? No,
Finn or
Shea.
Shea?
Finn, sorry,
Shea.
Shea, I meant.
I
Apologies.
did that in the. So I had two boys. One of them was doing the first timers and the naturals, and then one of them just did the first timer show. Um, I have them both on my Instagram if you want to have a wee look. It's just a one post. So in the first timers in the natural, I had Jamie Levy. Um,
This guy.
Jamie, uh, like Jamie came to me like I think it was so both these guys came to me on really short notice. It was like 4 weeks ago, and I put a few like if you scroll down on my Instagram too, I put a before and after of us posing, and it was like it's he put on some work for it. You know what I mean? So he went on the first timer show, and there is just below. He went on the first timer show and he came fourth in the men's physique tall class. So he's just out of juniors. I think he is like maybe 24, 25, something like that. So he did the first timer show just to blow the cobwebs off, and then he did the naturals then and came first in the men's physique tall class, which was cool to see. Buzzing for him like, and then I also had Josh, um, Josh Rainey. He was doing the men's physique tall in the first timers, and he got bronze. Again, Josh came to me like 3 weeks ago, I think, and we were just working hard over them past 3 weeks. They just nailed his posing. Do you know what I mean? And it done paid evidence on stage. Like he looked confident and he was enjoying himself, which was like that's all you can ask for in a first timer show. Do you know what I mean? If you enjoy the day and the judges can see you're happy and enjoying yourself and portraying like, oh, I'm happy to be up here, does make a difference. Like so, he came third and I'm buzzing for him. Like I think he's a few other shows planned this year, like maybe NABA this week and stuff. But
Especially against the boys he was competing against. I do remember this guy. I remember this guy as well being quite big. It was an obvious
yeah,
win for the guy that did win, but it was good to see that I think he was a wee bit nervous, but other than that there you could see that he kind of knew what he was doing comparatively to some other people I seen him step on stage, and I was like, jeepers. It's an interesting
Yeah.
interesting stage presence, to say the least.
100%. I think the guys who won, I think, or the two guys who came first and second, that men's physique tall class were really, really good. The
Hmm.
guy who came first won the overall. I'm not too sure of his name, but he's Reese Brunting's client.
The
Chris.
enhanced
And he
or
was,
the Chris, he trains out of Infinity, I believe, in
yeah,
Bangor.
he's
Huge.
a big boy.
He's very, very,
Yeah, he's
very good,
very
to be
big. Like,
honest.
Shay, how
I
important
did,
would you say? Sorry, Shay, how important would you say posing is, and how long would you need? Do you think ideally, to practice posing before you
I
get
think it's
on stage?
extremely important that because realistically, if you can't get up there and have like mandatories the same as the other people around you, you're going to look so off, and it's not going to. It's more of a confidence thing, in my opinion. So like, if you get up there and you don't know what to do, the judges are going to look at you, even if you have the best physique in the world and you can't get on your abs, or like say PCA, like so a lot of cookie cutter approaches. If you think about a PCA quarter turn, they tell you to stand like people think, right, I'm going to stand completely side on, and you're just cutting off one half of your body completely. Whereas if you can tell somebody like, right here, listen, don't stand completely side on. We need to show your physique to the judges instead. It makes all the difference. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like it can turn somebody who's got like fucking 15 kilo less muscle, and they like it can put them on an even playing field. Do you know what I mean? And for how long, lad? I I started posing really really early, like before prep. Do you know what I mean? And it helped me because if you can start early and have it nailed before prep, then whenever prep gets hard, you're not having to worry about, oh, I need to teach myself how to do a fucking another thing when I'm on 1600 calories and fucking going hypo in the stairmaster. Do you know what I mean? That's just something you don't need to worry about. You would rather have it nailed. It's like
Mm.
it's like training. Do you know what I mean? Like you wouldn't teach yourself how to do a fucking incline smith press at the start of prep. Like you have all this stuff, like you have all this stuff in the back of your head. So like, why not do the same by posing? Do you know what I mean? It's literally all you're going to be doing on stage at the end of the day too. Like, do you know what I mean? You're not going up there to deadlift. Like you're going up there to have a front pose.
I totally back this here because Shea doesn't make me saying. The reason I know Shea is because he actually competed against my client last year, and to be honest, Coachin has a great physique, but the one thing he was lacking on stage was posing. Even with like, sure, Coachin wouldn't make me saying this here. Like I said to Coachin to go to Kaizen. Well, not it wasn't Kaizen at the time. It was just you weren't even there. It was just
Back
thinking
in
to
OG
himself.
days.
Yeah. What's his name again? Why am I forgetting
Yeah,
his name? Kez, sorry. Yeah, it was just Kez by himself, and Coachin took him upon himself just to do his own posing. And you know, there's only some you can lead a horse to water, but you can't actually get them to drink. But just goes to show, like Coachin was a good bit bigger than you. Like I think Coachin weighed in about 76 kilo on stage.
Aye.
What would you have been at that point?
The morning of show day, I was 16.9, I think.
So like there's, you know, I mean, there's near 6-7 kilo, and like you definitely look like the better competitor on the day. That's the truth. Like
It does, like,
How
What?
many
say that
kilos?
about later that.
What was the difference there on kilos there?
what's wrong with you? Like your head's broken,
No, mate,
brain
I'm
rotted
just,
out. 6 or 7 kilo, Finn.
I was just wondering, mate, I didn't know what you said there. Sorry. Why are you doing 6'7" for, you
Oh,
weirdo?
6'7". The kids in school love that one.
Emma doesn't know what that means, it doesn't.
I do, because the kids in school all do it.
Right off.
Oh yeah.
But it does change the physique, man. Like, as you say, like, he could be completely outsized, like, and you're, like, even at my last show in PCA Galway, there's a photo I always put up from the overall, and I was standing next to two enhanced boys, and literally I was like, I think I was even lighter at that show. I was like 60, like I was like a kilo and a half lighter, and I was standing beside enhanced boys, and just because they didn't know how to pose, I was like, guys, it's an even playing field, like, do you know what I mean?
There was actually a standout yesterday for this here. Fuck Finn, what was his name? But it just showed that confidence just came through. What was his name?
Craig?
Hitting the fucking hearts and all.
Craig?
Craig. Yeah. Did you see this guy?
Yeah.
Shit?
You know about the one with the glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy rocks
Nah.
on with a pair of sunglasses, hitting the emoticons and all.
He loved
I
it.
saw
Like,
him
so he did.
backstage, man.
You know what I mean? Fair play to him. Like, he
He
just went out there and done his thing, like, and fucking came third, I think, didn't he?
second.
Did he come second? There you go.
He was an absolute legend backstage too. That, like, because obviously I was working at a PCA show, and he was just being a gentleman to everybody, loving it. And he wore a funky pair of shorts too, man. They looked like
Oh,
he was
wow.
sponsored by Crayola or something.
Proper multicolored, like, wasn't it?
Aye,
But,
I mean,
he
like,
was a good.
fuck me.
Came second,
Especially
like,
like he was outsized as well by them two boys that came third and fourth. Well and truly, like. What was your opinion, Shay?
Aye.
If they had a post better?
Obviously, well, at the end of the day, if you're bigger and more conditioned and you can pose better than the other guy, then you're going to win because you have the whole package. Do you know what I mean? But that's where the smaller guys shine. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like even a bodybuilding man. Do you know what I mean? If you're smaller and you come unskimmed, like, which obviously if you do prep right, you will come unskimmed. And you know how to pose as well. It's just like showing the judges that you know what you're doing, and they can see like that portrayed through your posing. Do you know what I mean? Like, even if you're first under the pose and last out, and the other boys are footed about. Do you know what I mean?
It really shows.
I think
through in
it's
them
just
first
like-
timers.
I think it's just due diligence though to have all like to be on top of all these things. Like if you're coming in
Yeah.
to do a show and you're not conditioned, you probably shouldn't be doing a show. And if you're coming in and you haven't really been practicing posing, like how much do you actually want to be up there? Like it just if you're taking it seriously, surely just these things are all just kind of non-negotiable standards.
100%, man. It should be a non-negotiable at the end of the day. Like, do you know what I mean? It should be treated like literally should be treated like your diet. Do you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't come on the stage fat, like, so you're not gonna. You shouldn't come on and not know how to hit your quarter turns.
Well, it seems like the
Think so.
UK DFBA are doing a phenomenal job of actually making sure that this is being put forward. Like they're changing a lot of the rule sets and making sure that your standard on stage is going to be much better, and it is getting judged, especially classic. They're judging the posing routine now.
Yeah, it's good to see, man. Obviously, because Christian took over this year, and there's been a lot of changes. Like, but that was one of the main ones stood out to me. And then they're bringing back the this is for men's physique, just like, but they're bringing back all like the muscularity poses and stuff, which is cool. But I think that's good for the classic guys that the routine has been judged because like I don't know about you, but that I think that's one of the biggest things for classic bodybuilding in my opinion. Is like obviously your ability to pose. So
In terms of men's physique and muscularity poses, what are we talking here? Like, what are they having to do? What are you having to do?
so if you think about it in PCA terms, you know the first round of quarter turns, they're just your normal quarter turns. The muscularity poses are like the front double, hand over head, back double, ab pose. Um, so they would be your muscularity ones. Any pose that isn't a normal quarter turn with your hand on hip, that would be the muscularity ones. Um, and
And these
it
were
just
actually
keeps you.
taken away.
They were taken away last year, so like if you boys were at the MBW show, yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, I'm actually just recalling this here that you literally just did the whole like hand on hip ones, didn't you?
yeah, just that I did around the quarter turns, and then I think they didn't like they weren't pushing people using muscularity poses in their routines, whereas now they are, which is cool, like because for me anyway, the muscularity poses sort of suit my physique because I can show my obliques and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Whereas the quarter turns because I've got like a bit of a shit top line, another guy would beat me in the normal quarter turns, and the
Mm-hmm.
muscularity poses are my sort of chance to like they regain back a few points or something.
That's fair. That's fair. It's always nice to think about it like that as well. That it is very competitive. I think the first time Finn would probably agree. First time we got on stage or first year that we competed there, we didn't really know that was the case. That you're sort of, if you're pushed off to the side, you can sort of win yourself back into the center. I don't know, Finn. Do you recall any of this?
Yeah, I mean, like I can remember a few times Finn being like, whenever you're on the sideline, it doesn't mean you're out of the fight. Like it just means you have to kind of work a bit harder to get back into the center stage. But you do see a lot of people just get discouraged whenever they are maybe outside of the top three in center stage, and then maybe they just give up. Maybe their posing isn't as sharp. They're not kind of hitting their transition as well, or they've just packed it in really.
They've probably seen someone a wee bit bigger than them and went, "Fuck, I'm losing anyway."
Yeah. Um, but like just in terms of that show itself, I suppose a good question to ask is who are better athletes, enhance their naturals?
That's a good question. Honestly, I would bar the men's physique athlete, which Shea can discuss. I think that the natties had it, but I guess the two girls were
I
the same
yeah,
anyway.
I agree wholeheartedly. Like so I do. I just think
Aye.
Natty's there's just more of a work ethic there, in my opinion, especially just because you don't have all these tools in the toolbox. I do think enhanced athletes are lazy to a certain extent. Um, I think they rely too heavily on drugs, and most of the coaching protocols here don't really push people to the point where they're getting into true stage condition, to be
Yeah, one
honest.
hundred percent that. I
Yeah.
like the way you said here too because I think there's a big culture here of people just hopping on gear and deciding, no, I'm going to do PC Ireland, and that's me.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean for the year? Whereas like fun, you like done a full season as an actual bodybuilder and then decided to go enhanced. Do you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like it's you don't really see that a lot here. Everybody is just like, oh, hold on, give me whatever I need to step on stage, and then that's the only goal. The goal isn't physique development. The goal is to step on stage and go and get a fucking burger. Do you know what I mean? So like
Exactly.
the naturals over here, I think have been doing it a lot longer. Like obviously Morgan, who won the overall, he's been doing it for years and years. Do you know what I mean? And just like it shows on stage. I think.
Massively,
No,
especially at
I
like
definitely agree.
at an amateur level. Anyway, the amateurs that are natural here, like there's just not as much competition between the enhanced and the the naturals. Like the naturals are better, in my opinion. Um, and then whenever you go to England, you do kind of see overall just an increase in competitiveness, both in enhanced and natural. Like they're both equally, I would say, as good. Like you see freaks who are enhanced, and then you see natural athletes that are also enhanced, or sorry, freaky as well. But like here, you don't really see as much of that freak factor with enhanced athletes. It's mainly the naturals that like blow you away. Like look at all the people that won the overalls that were like, fuck. Like then both of them girls were natural and wiped the floor with every single other person there.
Yeah.
Do you think people are educated well enough on this process? Because depending on the perspective, like my first ever coach was Matt McCullough, and surprisingly enough, he actually pointed me down the route of natural competition. But he could have easily turned around and went, "Do you know what? You've got a future in bodybuilding. We're going to get you to jump on gear here." And you know, I was
Yeah.
quite young. I think I was only 20, 21, and I could have been easily persuaded at that point if I didn't really understand what bodybuilding was or if there was a natural route.
100%,
Yeah,
man.
just
I think that was. Sorry, going ahead, lad.
no, you go ahead, Shea, mate. You go ahead.
I think that was on you as well, lad, for making the right decision because, as you say, you could have very easily chosen, like, oh, let me just get a local coach here, and then he would be like, no, listen, lad, this is what we're going to do, and put you on a full cycle whenever, like, you've only been training for 2 or 3 years. Do you know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
just, I think over here there's a bit of a lack of education compared to overseas when you go to like the UK and even the rest of Europe, that people people choose to go the bodybuilding route, and instead of investing and researching for a good coach who's going to lead them down the path they want to go on, they'll just find some boy from the gym and be like, "Oh, who you coach by? All right, grand. I'm same. I'm going to hop on with you, lad. Lethal." Whereas, like, I think Emmett, going back to the point where you were making about posing, I think you need to do your due diligence of actually researching, um, to see which coaches align with your values, instead of just settling for somebody who loves 10 minutes down the road.
Yeah, I agree. Like the Irish bodybuilding scene is so cliquey. Like everyone is like up each other's holes, as if there's like nobody outside of Ireland as a coach. Do you know what I mean? Like everybody goes
Uh,
to the same people, and it's like, why?
yeah,
Like they're the probably
Uh,
the best
me
coaches.
and sorry, me and you have talked about
Go
this a
ahead.
good couple of times, but like it is quite different being coached by someone from your sort of like your vicinity, like someone that actually knows where you live and stuff like that. There, you know what I mean? It is a wee bit different. It is definitely something I would argue there, but
It
I do
is,
see where
but
you're
it's
coming from.
like I'd rather somebody who is gonna get me to where I want to be and live in a different country than have somebody that's down the road and I can have a chat with and have a laugh with, but they
yeah.
haven't a fucking clue on how to get me stage lean.
How would
Do
they
you know what
get
I
I,
mean?
by?
Like they're a good laugh.
I, but I,
They get me steroids, dirt cheap. Aye, cheers,
I
mate.
know, man. And you can do
You
on
know,
persons, and they can say, "Oh, happy days. Well, 5 guys refeed, no bother, lad. You look, you're scammed. You're too far ahead."
don't even. That's just another thing. Like everybody and their grannies having refeeds with five guys, and it's like, why? Like you probably haven't been having them the whole prep, and now all of a sudden you're just firing them in, fucking left, right, and center.
Man,
Why?
one hundred
Because
percent.
you know, mate, it doesn't even make any sense. Like, fair enough if you've been having five guy refeeds from the beginning of prep, and you know it's not going to cause any digestive issues, but it's like, oh, here, mate, we're getting a bit flat. We're 10 weeks out. You haven't had any sort of fast food in the last 15 weeks, but we're just going to fire it in here.
Nah, sweet.
It doesn't make sense at all, mate. And people do it all the
Uh,
time.
I know.
I
It's far
think
what
it
I.
leaves people wanting more as well. It doesn't really like personally like I think we only got high days the way through prep, and we just picked food sources that we'd already had.
Yeah, like, it was just baseline food sources, but more of them. More potatoes, more rice, more cream of rice. You know,
More
it
crumpets.
wasn't like, yeah, especially like most guys just aren't that big. You don't need 500 gram of carb, mate. you just don't need it.
Hmm.
Like you probably just need a wee bit of a touch up here and there, or a wee bit less expenditure.
Yeah.
Fuck, I think even the psychology of it makes a big difference. Just even being told you're getting a high day and just being given an extra, fuck, 75, 100 carb, you're like, oh, I'm going to perform a lot better the day after here.
Yeah, it
Suppo-
does, man.
I suppose that's what you the argument you could make for having a maybe a takeaway sort of or an off plan meal like that. The psychological sort of benefit of it, where there's a drop off in stress as well. But I definitely agree with Donald and Finn there that keeping like the same high quality foods and just having more of them in terms of like predictability is gonna make a
That's
lot
it,
more
mate.
sense.
It's best
You know,
outcome,
like
isn't it?
Aye,
with bodybuilding
100% of
is
that.
like
It's also,
making
see
sure
that
everything's
setting thing too,
predictable.
like, yeah, this the setting situation as well. Like, I brought my food to restaurants, you know, like, and they don't really have a problem with it. Or
I know.
there was times that, you know, you can go to places that have like Whole Foods. You know what I mean? You don't have to go to fucking Five Guys and Mall of Burger.
I know.
Yeah.
People think like restaurants are going to have a problem as well, and like not they're not doing that. Like, what do you like? What's so bad? What are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? You're not really bringing a container of your own food. Like, it's not as if you're like tossing on the table. Like, you know what
Can you heat that up for me?
I mean?
Oh, I actually had a fucking terrible experience with something like this here. I went to Costa and I was running late in the morning. This wasn't on prep, it was way before it. But I dumped my oats and my protein powder into a shaker, and all I had to do was add water. I'm in Costa getting a coffee, waiting on a friend. I'm like, mate, would you mind filling that for me? And he's like, yeah, no worries. And he actually took it away from the table and all and did it for me. And I mean, it must be about 10 minutes. I'm sitting there sipping on my coffee. I'm like, that fellas doesn't come back. Maybe they're just busy. Looked up and there wasn't even a queue. Comes back down another 5 minutes, 15 minutes gone. He goes, mate, I don't know what the fuck was in that, but it was hectic to get out. Comes fucking scrubbed it out and dumped my breakfast out of it completely.
Oh, lad.
That's
Oh,
cause to kill a
I was
man.
just like, I was like, cheers, mate. Appreciate that so much. Amit,
Sorry,
do you have
lad.
any questions as someone that is going to be getting into their first season next year?
See most of the guys that won. What was the main differentiator in them being able to win? Obviously, their physique, but just as a whole package.
I can I can give you one that's two things that are going to be in your control, and literally something, just two things that are in your control, and obviously your coaches and nobody else's over prep, is stage presence and condition. Because when you start prep, like obviously your muscularity level, that's decided by the work you do before prep and the years and months before. Whereas over prep, the only thing you can fully control is your condition and your stage presence. Like if you come on way smaller than somebody else, but you're appealed and you can pose and you're showing everybody, you're showing like the whole crowd that you're like, oh, this is class. I know what I'm doing and I want to be here. Um, People are going to look at you. Your eyes are going to be drawn to somebody. Like it's not always the biggest guys who won. It's the guys who can draw the most eyes to them. Um, so I condition and stage presence.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah, I was
answer.
going to sort of mention something like that there. It's like, if you can instantly show people that you're supposed to be there, like you're ticking every single box. You're not just like, you know, Bombi legged. And it is fake it till you make it too. Like you get out there, and I remember the first time stepping on stage, like my legs were just shaking so bad. But all I knew as soon as I seen the crowd, like, and most of the time you can't even see the crowd as well, the way the lighting set up. I was just looking straight over the judges' heads and just confidence, hold my poses strong, and
Yeah.
I mean, the game's the game at that point. Give a wee bit of entertainment factor as well, you know. Give it a 1 hour.
Yeah, just go up and enjoy it. And there's definitely stages. There's definitely a degree of nerves, isn't there, for everyone? Like going up.
Oh, 100% that. Aye. It's like yeah, you will get nervous backstage, lad, but it's just it's almost like whenever you get out there, it doesn't really matter because, as Donald was saying, like you can't really see the crowd. It's like the lights are so bright that you can't. It's literally just black. So the only people you can see are the judges. So you're basically just performing for them 5 or 6 people. Do you know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
don't know if the boys did this like Donald or fun, but um, eye contact with the judges, I think is like so underrated. Like you see whenever you're like if you're say you start off on the end and you're posing and then they say right competitor number whatever like Emmett you swap with whoever and you get moved say like towards the center like eye contact with the judges nod your head smile and hit the poses as if you're like right you know I'm moving on this is going to be class do you know what I mean it's almost like you're just performing for them people that are sitting in front of you like
Yeah.
Finn has left the chat by the looks of it, or he's
And
coming back. I don't know, I think.
how long are are you generally up there for on stage?
How long's a piece of string?
depends the federation
So like for those
PC
that PCA one there recently, what was like the consensus most for most people?
so
15, if even.
yeah, PCA are known to hold you in poses a lot less longer than other federations. So if you're doing WMBF, they'll hold you in the poses a lot longer. I remember Kez saying when he came off stage in WMBF Dubai, he was on stage for literally like 25 minutes, twice. Do you know what I mean? So they'll hold you in poses, but PCA because they like to keep the schedule and run the show fast. Um, they'll hold you like as Donald was saying, it'll be about 10 to 15 minutes altogether, and that's including comparisons, routine, um, like giving out the awards and stuff. So, aye,
It's it's literally even the overall. Like, see when the overall comes on the PCA, it's almost like they already have the winner.
it's one round of posing, that's it.
Yeah, they've probably chosen who's going to win based on everything that's happened up to
I
that
think it
point.
depends who shows up on the day too. Like I had 14 people in my category at the MBFI, so it was, and I think we ended
So
up
that's
doing
16.
fuck knows. I think it was I don't know, maybe
It
16.
was a lot. Like it was a lot. Like
Yeah, so I think we had 5 rounds of posing. And that's what I'm saying, like I didn't have a clue what was going on. All I knew was it stuck me in the centre and people were screaming at me. And I was like, alright. Yeah.
like just
Adrenaline does take over, doesn't it? Like, you don't realise you're holding the poses that long. Like, normally, if you were doing rounds of posing yourself, you would be gassed out if you were practicing in the house or on the dock or whatever. But, like, when you're posing up on stage and you hear someone shouting like air out, like hold a pose, it doesn't really register in your head that you're holding it for like 30 seconds. You just hold it and then you get
Yeah.
off and you're like, "Jesus, that was all the time."
Mate, I was fucking like I don't know what happened either. Like in my posing rounds, my posing practice, like I didn't really sweat that much. When I got on stage, mate, I fucking drenched. Everything came off me. First 2 rounds were grand. After that, there I just started dripping, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on here? Like this is really really rough."
Yeah,
like it is actually just like it is hot up on stage with them lights hitting you, and then you've just had like a good amount of carbs, a good amount of salt. You were pumping up backstage, and you're tensing pretty hard. You know, you're gonna start sweating at some point. But like that's one thing I actually just you saying about holding poses. That PCA show at the weekend on Sunday, they were going through those poses awful quick. Did you think that, Shay?
they do that. That's what I was saying to them. But they're like PCA is like known for just they like to stick to the schedule of the show. Do you know what I mean? So like it does run fast. So but it's different. So like if you think about it in WNBF or NBFI, if they're holding you in poses a long time, you have to practice holding them. But PCA, if they only hold you in a pose for 10 seconds, you better make sure you're on that pose for the full 10 seconds and it looks fucking perfect. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you miss your opportunity, then they're going to be like, right, okay, we're just moving through it here. Do you know what I mean? But
I've definitely a few boys that did miss the opportunity as well.
Shay, I have a
uh,
question for you.
far away that.
See when you're coaching people with their posing,
Yeah,
do you take that into consideration, like the federation and the show that they're entering, and like sort of tweak things in terms of how long you're holding poses for based on the show that maybe they're going to be getting into?
100% of that. So for Jamie and Josh, because they came to me, sort of didn't they left they left it a wee bit late for like starting practicing. It was almost ideal that they were doing PCA first because I could just teach them the poses and they wouldn't struggle with like holding them. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I always say for like for PCA. The main pose you need to worry about holding is your front post because whenever like PCA love bringing you out and saying round of applause, look at these athletes, do you know what I mean? And if you're out there for like say 30 seconds, you're holding your front pose that whole time. Um, but I yeah, definitely do take into consideration. Like I have a few clients towards the end of the year that are doing WMBF, and I'm going to be telling them to drill posing rounds uh before it so they won't gas out on stage. But it's just about knowing your federation, lad. Like
Mm.
obviously, I'm not too sure which ones you're planning to do this year. Um, but it's just knowing what to expect. Like,
Yeah, mine will be in Australia, so be a bit different.
uh,
But
I have two questions, and I think we're almost out of time. Do you have any questions before I jump in these two, Emmett? Just in case
no,
I'm
mate.
getting ahead of it.
No, mate.
No.
No, go for it.
Emmett, do you have a posing coach lined up?
No, I actually don't know. Not at the minute, but it's definitely something I will use because I understand the importance of it, and like when it comes to posing, that is something I'm not versed in at all at the minute. So I want to make sure I give myself plenty of time. Definitely more than like a couple of weeks. So, but yeah, no one at the minute who I've got.
You stand out, no? Fair. I actually don't really know very many posing coaches outside of Kaizen Boys and Matthew. There's that girl Emma as well, but I left her. And then James was actually quite good at teaching too.
James was good. So he was.
I think AJ said he knew he had a few contacts. I'm not sure who he would have put me on to, but maybe
yeah,
we'll see.
He was going to thing towards the end there for Classic. Clough?
Jackson,
No,
Jack
Clough.
Hill.
not Clough.
Uh,
Yeah, Clough, yeah.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
aye.
And to finish it, Finn, what made you go to the dark
Yep.
side? What made you leave the natural bodybuilding world?
Oh, now we're getting to it. Fuck. Caught me off guard
You
there.
might talk a bit louder.
Um, uh, suppose it's just kind of evaluating where you're at. Like, I wanted to go far in bodybuilding, and I knew I can bodybuild. Like, I can hack a prep, 28-week prep. No enhanced prep is ever going to be 28 weeks. Yes, it might have different things that are hard, but most of the time people die in a prep just because of the duration. It's like a death of 1,000 cuts. And yeah, I was just honest with myself in terms of potential and where I wanted to go with bodybuilding. Like I just didn't want to be 40, 50 and then look back and be like, fuck, what if, where could you have went? I'm gonna hit it hard for 10 years and see where I end up. I obviously want to have a pro card and then, you know, I would want to compete in the 212. I'd want to be a 212 pro. I'm not tall enough to do. It's not that I'm not tall enough to do open. There's guys in open that are shorter than me, like Derek Lunsford, Hattie, the whole lot. But to be honest, I just don't want to kind of push gear that hard to be in open. So
Sorry,
212 would
that's
just be the better option.
someone's fucking darkened me here.
Aye.
Oh,
Speaking of the
you've
dark
got
side,
dark.
like,
I know. Jesus.
um,
Um,
that's class, lad. I respect your decision, mate. It's like it was very very well thought out, and if your goals lie there, then I agree with the fact that you should you shouldn't be looking back whenever you're 40 or 50, being like, oh, what if? Do you know what I mean?
But that being said, I would always recommend to anyone who's thinking about going on gear to do a natural prep.
Yeah.
to do a natural prep first. Because there's
I'm
guys
just
that
gonna stand by
think,
you.
oh, go ahead.
Believe AJ gave you a bit of advice last time we actually chatted about it.
Yeah, well, AJ more or less just said, the fact that you did a natural bodybuilding prep and, you were good will allow you to be a great enhanced athlete because you only had two things in your toolbox in a prep whenever you're natural: food and sleep. Well, and expenditure, sorry. But whenever you're enhanced, it's a different ball game. But because you were a natural athlete and you were able to get the most out of the least, it's going to be a different playing field, and that's what happens whenever these enhanced guys that are, juniors or first timers, they just don't know what it takes to get lean, and then they fuck it. They throw everything at it, the kitchen sink, and then they still miss the mark.
Yeah, you see it happen across the board. I'm not going to keep you too much longer because I know you two boys have to bounce for work and work basically. Shea, do you believe that I've been playing with the idea of potentially jumping into a men's physique show? Do you think you need to get as lean as you do in bodybuilding? Do you think this is a big myth?
I don't think so, man. It obviously depends on where you carry your body fat. Like, but for me, like my upper body came on and my legs were still flat last year. So, um, men's physique, you only need to get as lean as your upper body needs to get skinned. Do you know what I mean? And for a lot of people, like, it's obviously different when you finish prep because your body literally puts on fat around your internal organs to survive after a prep. Do you know what I mean? So you're gonna carry fat in your midsection for a while, and you're gonna look a wee bit like obviously different. But when you start prep, you'll notice that your upper body gets skinned and your legs might even and your legs and your glutes take the most they come on. Do you know what I mean? So I think there's a bit of truth to that. You don't need to get as lean as you do in bodybuilding, but if you lose all your fat in your legs and you still don't have abs, then do you know what I mean?
You're fucked.
You're either on for a rough ride, or maybe you don't suit men's physique, and you could think about doing bodybuilding. But based on I think your prep lad, your upper body was very very lean. Like,
It was probably in front. Well, I did the two rows at nearly 78 kilo. I prepped for the NBFI at 74, and to be honest, the upper was probably in from about 81, maybe.
exactly. So that's what I mean, man. Men's physique, you can stay a wee bit more full, you can have a wee bit more pop to the upper body, and it doesn't really matter with the legs. Like, as long as the legs fall out the shorts, you're happy days. Like, but I join us, lad. Do men's physique.
Maybe you'll see me. Maybe. Right, boys. I'll let you go. Good episode, good review, and thank you very much for giving us your time. I really appreciate it.
Thanks very much,
Good chat.
lads.
Good
Thanks
chat.
for having us, lads.
These are legends.
See you later.
I'll
See ya.
See you later.
try and arrange something to get you on for the PCA Open, NBFI, WNBF. Trying to do a couple of
wow.
Irish shows if possible.
I'll
Quick
100%.
question before you go. What's the competitive plans for yourselves?
Work away, lad.
Well, I'm going to compete next year, so I am. I was thinking about maybe doing a show September this year, but to be honest, I don't really just want to do one show. I just don't want to do a PCA diary and then call it a day there. I want to do maybe PCA, like a show in August in Derry next year, and then do the rest of my shows in England because, realistically, that's where all the real good competition is. Maybe another PCA show over there, and maybe test my water in a two-bro show just to get fucking rinsed. But what about yourself, Shay?
That's class, lad. 2028 is the initial goal. But to be honest, lad, I'm in no rush, like, because I'm going from juniors and the open. And there's a few big boys like, and a smile and a lethal posing routine can only carry you so far, like.
Yeah.
So 2028, lad, or 2029, probably 2028 to be honest, like, because I got the fucking bug when I was there the weekend. You get the smell of tan,
Good
lad,
fun,
and you're
isn't
like,
it?
"Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
man."
I think
So
I think Donal was the same. Got a bit of a niche for it again.
Yeah, it happens every time though. It does. Every time you're sure at the shows, you're like, "Fuck, I really want to do this." But I have an interclub here at the end of June, so I'll get that ticked off. You know, like bodybuilding hasn't, like I said, hasn't taken a back seat. Like I'm still bodybuilding. I'm just picking up a couple of other things, ticking off a couple of milestones, and do you know what? Some of the biggest things in my life right now are happening, and I just need to sort them first. You know, like me and Rihanna got engaged. The next big thing is get the house, and then pop a couple of wee ones, and we'll see where I land again with the bodybuilding. Uncle Finn will be here, but.
Oh, why?
Yeah, it's not.
I'll be here alright.
I'm gonna name the first three boys: Finn, Emmett, and Shea.
100%, man.
Good
Let's
names.
go.
Sounds good, like.
Right,
Good.
Right,
actually
boys.
going. Lads, have a great night. I'll speak to you soon.
100%. Right. Yes, see you later.
See you,
Right,
lads.
see you. Right, see you.
Lads.
Right,
Slide
bye.
before.
Go foil.
Nice one,
Big
mate.
dog. I'll let
See
you
you
get
later.
them. Actually, wasn't bad. Yeah,
Was
get
good.
some sleep. Good night.
Finish this. Stare another for
Get to work.
50 minutes. Yeah, get to the gym, get to work. Right, mate.
Right.
See you after. Slan.